She looks very terrifying. I mean, this right here, this is nightmare material. Hey Harry Potter fans, Peter Kenneth here. Welcome back to the Potter Collector channel, where we are a community of collectors. Today we're taking a look at another Harry Potter translation set. These books are the Finnish editions from Finland. One of the things you're gonna notice real quick when you start seeing these covers are noses. That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna notice noses. There are some big noses on these covers. The illustrator of these books is Mika Launis. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. The illustrator's name is spelled Mikalaunis. And this right here is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So let's start at the very beginning. If you're new to the Potter Collector channel, welcome. We're happy to have you here. And if you are a returning Potter Collector community member, welcome back. And if you did not know, all the books that you see, well, you really just see about a third of the books that are in the library. Every single one of them in here is a Harry Potter book, and the majority of them are translations from different countries all around the world. But today we're talking about Finland and one of the most unique covers that we see on Harry Potter translations. Very whimsical. Here are the big nose Harry Potter books. Very interesting, unique design choices on this book as well as the other ones that you'll see. So this scene, this cover artwork scene shows one of the tasks. This is Professor McGonagall's task to protect the Sorcerer's or Philosopher's Stone, the giant chess set. One of the things that stands out to me are the pawns. They look very much like clowns with peg-like noses. We see the king and the queen there, as well as the rook, the knight, and castle. On the front we have the trio, Harry, Ron, and Hermione. And what I love about Hermione is her buck teeth. We know in the books that Hermione had really big buck teeth, which later on became smaller. But I love that we see those buck teeth on this cover here. The spine of the book is this nice pink color. And then on the back we have Professor Albus Dumbledore. And he's holding what looks like maybe a giant sherbet lemon, as well as a book in the other arm. But isn't this a fun depiction of Albus Dumbledore? And Dumbledore is described as having a crooked nose, specifically a long crooked nose, so the nose works perfectly for Dumbledore. Now, a few things about this cover, as well as the rest of the covers, I'll tell you that first. So every single cover has hidden somewhere the name Tammy, T-A-M-M-I. That is the name of the publishing company. So Mika has hidden the name of the publishing company in the artwork somewhere. So I'm gonna hold this up and just see real quick if you can find it. I'm gonna show you in 3, 2, 1. It's right here, the base of the queen. Isn't that fun? I just thought that was a fun little Easter egg that was put on each one of these covers. So as you're looking at them, as we talk about each cover, see if you can find it. The other thing I wanted to say about these covers is you're gonna notice the typical Harry Potter lettering and logo on here. The first 3 books in my collection have the pre-movie font for the Finnish books. And what I mean by pre-movie font is once the movies were released in 2001, they started using the font that we know when we think of Harry Potter. But that font wasn't widely used yet, so a lot of early translations, so first editions, first printings, you'll see non-Harry Potter font on the books. That's one fun thing that translation collectors look for, are the pre-movie font versions. So that's Philosopher's Stone. Let's take a look at Chamber of Secrets, which also has that pre-movie font, and we see Professor Gilderoy Lockhart, Order of Merlin, 3rd class. And he has snatched up Harry Potter for a photo op. He's at his signing. We see Hermione Granger there. Looks like that might be Ginny Weasley instead of Hermione Granger, because the hair is red. Yeah, that would make sense. So we have Ginny there, and I'm not sure who the people are in the background. That could be Lucius Malfoy, or it could be the Grangers. I don't think it's the Weasleys. No, it's not the Weasleys because I don't have red hair. So it could be the Grangers, perhaps. I'm not quite sure who those people are. But Gilderoy is smiling real big and real happy to be at this signing. On the back, we have Dobby, the house elf. And he looks very much like a mouse with gigantic ears and spooky teeth. Very spooky teeth. And again, a giant nose. I mean, look at those teeth. Those are spooky teeth. Have you found Tammy yet on this cover? 3, 2, 1, it's right here. So the book title is Harry Potter, which is kind of funny, and the author is Tammy. You go, Tammy, right in the Harry Potter books. Next up is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and one of the most beautiful covers in this Finnish set. Actually, Prisoner of Azkaban is usually one of the most beautiful covers because we always see Buckbeak and Harry and Hermione flying in the sky over Hogwarts, which just makes for a really stunning cover. And Prisoner of Azkaban is the last book you can find with that pre-movie font or pre-movie cover. So on the front, we see Harry and Hermione on Buckbeak, off to save Sirius Black. Hogwarts is in the background. We also see some Dementors and Sirius Black in his black dog form. Buckbeak looks more like an exotic bird than an eagle, but a fun, colorful interpretation of Buckbeak, or Witherwings. On the back, we have Crookshanks with Crookshanks' striped pattern. And I should mention that there are no illustrations on the inside of the books, but what I will show you is one of the pages in Finnish, so you can see the Finnish language. So if you know Finnish, you are very familiar with this text as well as these books. All right, the big question, did you spot the hidden Tammy on this cover artwork? 3, 2, 1, right here. It's the strap underneath Buckbeak. All right, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which features Harry Potter, as well as the other 3 champions. Victor Krum, who's looking pretty interesting, almost like Snape's child. Cedric Diggory and Fleur Delacour. We see 2 dragons in the background, as well as the graveyard that Harry and Cedric go to after the 3rd task. One of the gravestones says VOL, aka Voldemort. It should say TMR for Tom Marvolo Riddle, but maybe in Finnish a T is a V and a O is an M and an L is an R. We see the Goblet of Fire in a wooden crate. It's lit up. It's ready to start spitting out some names. And also on the front cover looks like Moaning Myrtle, and she's holding something. Looks like a name that may have come out of the Goblet of Fire, perhaps the 5th champion, Tammy. So there were actually 5 champions, and the 5th champion was Tammy, but Tammy's parents did not want her to compete in the Triwizard Tournament, so she was taken home immediately. On the back cover, we have Sirius Black in his dog form. I really like this illustration of Sirius in his dog form. That's awesome. Love it. Really nice. We have 3 books left, and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix I think is my favorite, and you'll see why it's my favorite. If you don't know, I love when Professor Umbridge is illustrated to look like a toad. That's how she's described. She's described as a toad. She looks like a toad. And here we have Professor Umbridge looking like a pink toad. Now, there's some interesting things on here. I think there are 2 Harry Potters. Oh, no. I got it. Okay, so there's Harry Potter. He's the one that Professor Umbridge is holding, and she's got a pink bow on her head. She looks very terrifying. I mean, this right here, this is nightmare material. Can you imagine this thing grabbing your shoulder? But on the bottom of this cover artwork, we see the pensive with its swirly memories on the inside. And the other characters that we see, this is my guess, it's Lily Evans and James Potter, Harry's parents, but when they were attending Hogwarts. Because in the background, we see a wizard upside down. That would be young Severus Snape. James Potter has his wand up, and he is dangling Snivelus, or Severus, upside down. Then on the back we have Hedwig delivering a letter. Very, very beautiful owl. I love Hedwig. I mean, who doesn't love Hedwig? She's a fantastic beast. If you've been spotting the other Tammys, I'm guessing you spotted this one too. 3, 2, 1. It is right here on the rim of the pensive. Tammy's pensive. Next up, we have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So on the cover here, we have Harry Potter, and he's looking at his advanced potion-making book. In the background, we have Hogwarts Castle, as well as the Astronomy Tower. And on the top right corner of the Astronomy Tower is the Dark Mark. So the Death Eaters have cast the Dark Mark. Also on the cover is Professor Dumbledore. We see his half-moon spectacles and his white hair. And a woman character, I'm not quite sure who that is. Is that Ginny again? It might be Ginny again, because she has red hair. And Half-Blood Prince is when Harry and Ginny kiss. On the back, we have the Slytherin locket, but this is not the real Slytherin locket. This is the fake one that Regulus Black left in the cave for Voldemort to find. But Harry and Dumbledore were the ones who found it. Really nice illustration of the locket there. And I'll give you 5 seconds to find Tammy on this cover. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right there. The author of the Advanced Potion Making book. Isn't that fun that the illustrator just put Tammy all over the place? I just love Easter eggs like that. We're at the last book in this set, Deathly Hallows. So on the front cover, we see a lot of things. We see the trio, Harry, Ron, and Hermione. And then in the center, we see Dobby's grave. I believe that's going to be Dobby's grave. We see Snape's Do Patronus. I'm not quite sure what we're looking at on the upper right-hand corner. Possibly Hogwarts or something, or a forest or something along those lines. I'm not quite sure. But Harry has his wand, as well as the broken piece of the two-way mirror that Sirius gave him. And in that mirror, we see Aberforth Dumbledore's eye. Ron is holding the sword of Gryffindor, and the hilt of the sword has a lion head on it. Hermione is looking into the distance and also looking very beautiful. On the back cover, I am not sure who this is. He has his hand on a bag or a sack. There's an earring in his ear. He has a long black goatee and hair. This almost makes me think of like a pirate, and pirates steal things. So could this be Mundungus Fletcher? Maybe I'm grabbing straws at that one. But if you know who this is, let me know in the comments down below. My guess is Mundungus Fletcher because of the bag he's carrying. And he kind of looks like a pirate. But a really beautiful way to end this series. This artwork is really, really nice. And I see Tammy, but the question is, did you see Tammy? All right, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to discover. Tammy is right down here. Tammy is written on a little note that's connected to the sword of Gryffindor. So those are the 7 Finnish Harry Potter books. Right? Aren't they unique? The covers are so unique. I mean, again, we see a lot of unique cover artwork from different countries. It's always so fun to see how different countries interpret Harry Potter differently. But this one is one of the most unique. Here are the 7 colorful spines together. So they look really nice on your shelves amongst your other books. As far as where to purchase these, you kind of have to just search on eBay or used bookstores. Abe Books, which is abebooks.com, will probably have these. So if you're looking for a particular one of these books or all the books, in this video are all of the ISBN numbers, and you can search a book by its ISBN number, which are these numbers here. So as I'm showing the back cover, if you're like, hey, I would love to get, Prisoner of Azkaban, typing in the ISBN number to Google or Abe Books will make the search a lot easier. But as far as purchasing these in print, I don't think they're still in print. Correct me if I am wrong, but I don't believe that these books are still in print. If you have any questions about Harry Potter or collecting, feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also join the Potter Collector community on Instagram at The Potter Collector or on Twitter at Potter Collector. Now it's time to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, keep collecting. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. You can subscribe right up here. You can also look at some previously posted content down here. If you have any questions about Harry Potter books or collecting, please feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to help. But for now, I must go. See you next time.
Whoa, where'd he go?